Hello, everyone, and welcome to Learn Stuff with Onen. I am Onen Wintercrow, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about flashcards. That's right, anybody learning a foreign language has heard of flashcards. Some people like them, some people don't. Some people find them effective, some people also don't. But I think a lot of that really comes down to how you use them. And I think that most people don't necessarily use them the right way. So I wanted to discuss a little bit today about the best way that I think and what has worked for me as far as flashcards are concerned. So for an effective flashcard, I believe that you need to do two things that will really help you out that I don't think most people consider. The first one, don't use just words. Put the words you're trying to learn into a sentence, into a full-fledged sentence. Step two, make that sentence something that is practical and applicable to you personally, and that will help create a better connection with what you're trying to learn. For those of you who are trying to learn multiple different languages, if you notice on my little flashcards here, different I've used different colored pens for each language that I am trying to learn. So I can associate a language with a particular colored pen, and that helps keep everything kind of separated in your mind. So like for German or Deutsch, I use red. For Hebrew or Ivrit, I use a metallic gold. For Icelandic or Islandske, I use a kind of a ice looking blue. I find that to be pretty appropriate. For Serbian, Srpski, I chose to use metallic green, and that covers both Serbian, Croatian, and Bosnian because they're all kind of from the same area. And when I see those, I kind of think green anyway. So just as a little side note, using different colored pens for different languages that you're studying helps to kind of keep them separated in your mind. So what I have here, I have a cool little origami envelope that I have made, and that is what I keep all my flashcards in. What I have done for my flashcards is I've actually taken one piece of like an index card, and I've cut it in half. So with one card, I now have two flashcards I can use. So you double however much you buy in a pack. So that's how I've created them, and this is how I keep up with them. It's pocket sized. You can put it in a bag, purse. You can put it in your pocket. I mean, it's made out of construction paper, so in your pocket it might not last very long, but it's a good little way to keep them all organized and kind of neat looking, in all honesty, in my personal opinion. So let's take a look at a couple of flashcard examples. Open up our little case, pull out a couple of flashcards here. Remember what I said just about a minute ago. You want two things. You want it in a full sentence, because learning just words without any kind of context is really hard. Within context, it will help you learn those words better because you're using them in context and hopefully in a real life example that is meaningful to you. And those two things will help. So let's look at our first example, how I got it set up. I have a Serbian sentence here at the top, and at the bottom of my flashcard, I have what it is that I am trying to do. I didn't put the other number in there because I ended up learning the word that I wanted to learn anyway. So technically, that would be, what do words 1 through 2 mean? So let's read it in context. Let's see. Radije spavam u krevetu umesto na kauču. So what do words 1 through 2 mean? Well, if we look on the back side of the card, boom, I have the sentence here in Serbian. I flip the card over, I have the same sentence here in English. I prefer to sleep in a bed instead of the couch. Well, I would say that's a pretty accurate statement for most people. I know I've had to sleep on the couch before. I definitely prefer sleeping in a bed. So On this side with the English, though, you'll see that I have the sentence and I have the same words numbered, number 1 and number 2. I have those same words numbered on this side as I do on this side, so I know which words are in my vocabulary that I'm trying to learn. On the English side, I prefer to sleep in a bed instead of the couch. What do words 1 through 2 mean in Serbian? So I essentially have the same thing on both sides, but in 2 different languages. So I can use this side to try to remember what the English word is for these, and I can turn it over if I wanted to and use the English side to try to remember what the Serbian word is for these 2. And this works both sides. This works your memory recall in the language that you're both trying to learn and the one you already know. So it kind of works both sides of that spectrum, pulling from both directions, which is also really helpful. And let's take a look at another example of a flashcard. Let's see, we have here this one, and it's set up in much the same way. There is a Serbian sentence. I have a particular part of it underlined. What does the underlined phrase mean? Jedva čekam da odem u prodavnicu. Jedva čekam da odem u prodavnicu. What does the underlined phrase mean? Well, I turn it over. I can't wait to go to the store. Well, that sounds very much like me. I've actually said that, in all honesty, a few times today. And if you look on the English side, I have I can't wait to go to the store. I have I can't wait underlined. What does the underlined phrase mean in Serbian? Oh, let's see. Oh, I can't wait to go to the store. Oh, jedva čekam. Jedva čekam. That's it. Jedva čekam. Yep, there we go. Jedva čekam, which means I can't wait. Da, which means that, which is essentially it means that or to in this context. I can't wait that I go to the store is technically how that reads. So, jedva čekam da odem u prodavnicu. And that is a good example of a flashcard. It's meaningful to me. I've said it multiple times today, both in English and my language of the day, which just happened to be Norwegian. On the other side, I have it in English. So again, I can work both sides of the spectrum. I can try to remember the Serbian phrase and words. I can try to remember what they translate to in English, depending on what side of the card that I am looking at. And the other great thing about this is you can change your cards up, and in your little stack, you can pull one of them and, okay, I got to try to remember this one in Serbian. Pull the next one. Oh, I got to try to remember this one in English. And that helps with your memory recall, which is one of the bigger problems that language students have, is being able to think quickly about what they're trying to say. I know I still have a problem with that in, a good majority of the languages that I study. And that's just something that comes with time, practice, and, pretty much just time and practice, and having someone to speak with definitely helps with that as well. But this is a really handy tool that you can use. I think that most people don't know how to use them effectively, and that's why they don't work for them, and that's why they don't really like them. But you could literally make these phrases about anything and use any kind of word that you want to, or phrase that you want to. Just make sure that it's something that's relevant to you personally, and make sure it's in a full sentence so you get it in context. It's not just, a word on a piece of paper, which doesn't really help. But in context, say I might not remember what, radie, I might not remember what that means, but I do know what spavam u krevetu means. Okay, sleep in a bed. Oh, I prefer to sleep in a bed. That's right. So in context, it might be easier for you to remember your foreign words than it would be if you turn it over and try to remember what they are in English. This side of the card will work your head and your mind a little bit harder than this side will. And that's why I say to try to use both sides of it. I hope that you liked this video and found it useful and practical and something that will help you in your language, in your future language learning. If you liked this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions, statements, accolades, put them in the comments. I love to talk to people. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I am Onen Wintercrow, and I will see you guys next video.